Good morning, whoever just joined. Had a few orders to ship, so I figured I'd go ahead and fire up. I will be right back, though. I did not think fully ahead. Coffee. You were right. Definitely need some coffee. All right, so first thing first, I spent like an hour, no, 2 hours yesterday of time that I really didn't have trying to find an item in my inventory. And this was from the purchase that I made of another eBayer. Bought out her store. She's sometimes joins the chat. Hello, Pick-a-Bear. But unfortunately, after my many hours of search, I was unable to find the card or the item, and it was some like baby clothing, which, you know, it's not stuff that I normally sell. Like, I don't source it and list it myself. I'm selling it because it was already listed and it came with the store, except that it didn't come with the store. Not mad. I'm also finding dozens and dozens of stuff, of items down there that are not listed, but I've been storing for the past year. I've been trying to get some of the stuff moving, so making some turning a lot of the stuff into auctions. And so I'm pulling items that are sort of like bulky and, you know, that I think might do well. And then I'm pulling these things, and then I go and try to pull them down off of the store so I can put them into auctions, and they don't exist, which is endlessly frustrating. This is not the first time that I have had items from this inventory go missing, which is why in this particular instance I know exactly what to do. And if anyone would like to use this clever method, you are more than welcome to it. I highly recommend it. It makes customers happy. You don't get a ding from eBay. It does cost you a little bit of money, but, you know, if you're a top rated seller and you drop below top rated, it can actually save you money by not going below top rated. So what I'm doing right now is I am pulling some fairly generic but unused vintage postcards. Let's see here. And I'll show you all what I'm pulling here in a sec. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. That one's used. That one's used. Here's an unused one. Hearty greetings. So many postcards just said hearty greetings. Here we go. Oh, this one's perfect. All right. I think that's good. Set those aside. So what I got here is a nice little stack of vintage unused postcards, fairly generic, nothing super special about them, but you know, they're nice. This one says baby, which is good because they were going to buy some baby clothes. This one says every breeze wafts through wafts thoughts of you from the sweet carnation. If soon a message does not come, I'll shorten my vacation. This one says hearty greetings. This one says greetings 1909. Nice little clap saddle-y looking kid with some flowers. Probably not a clap saddle, but it might be. Anyways, it's embossed. That's got some mica on its embossing. Here's another poem. To wish you happiness, flowers seem best to express my wishes for your happiness. For joy, health, kindly friends, and true joy and contentment in all you do. There's none. The eyes. No, that one's religious. I'm not. Who knows? There's a nice floral. Happy days for you. Many may sunshine linger on whatever path you stray, from dawn till clouds turn silver at the closing of each day. Another flowers, best wishes. This one just says happy thoughts. It's a very Bob Ross postcard. This one's not as old. Oh, it's a reproduction, but it's a vintage reproduction. Heartiest greetings. All right. So what am I going to do with these postcards? Well, first of all, I'm going to get them all nice stacked up, looking nice. I'm going to put them in this here little package. I'm going to put a little thank you card in there. Then I'm going to seal that up. Done. Next, on my desktop, I have saved in a little notepad document the following. And I just print this out on my label printer. Hello, and thank you for your purchase. We sent you a message on eBay. Wanted to reiterate our deepest apologies for not being able to fill your order. We understand the frustration of not getting what you want. As a small token of apology and appreciation, we hope you'll enjoy the enclosed vintage postcards. This one says Christmas postcards, so we'll just say postcards and reprint it. These can make great holiday decoration or send to a lover. Still true. We have already refunded your order in full, but would like to extend you a 25% discount on your next purchase of any item in the store. Please just contact us before your purchase so we can make any necessary price adjustments. And then I will take my apology letter and then sign it. And then I take my vintage postcards. I combine them with my apology letter. And I then go to eBay. And this is the important part. I go to that customer's order. Oops, I'm not even in that account right now. And I am going to use the eBay shipping label to then ship my customer my apology letter and postcard. So where are we here? There they are. This is a 3-ounce package, so this is as inexpensive as this could possibly be. Now what that has done is shown eBay that an order has been shipped. And I do not get a ding for a canceled order. But then I'm not done. I go to my paid and shipped. On the order. Where are we here? Going to contact the buyer. I think I have a sent message. Sorry, probably. And I can probably just copy and paste that. If not, I will just copy it from my notepad. So basically, same message I put. So I'm going to say, my deepest apologies. I am unable to fill this order. In the situation, All right. So, blah, blah, blah. Hello, and thank you for your purchase. My deepest apologies. I'm not able to fill this order. The order came from another eBay I bought out, and the listing and inventories had some inconsistencies, and I don't have the item in hand. As a token of apology, I'd like to offer 25% off your next purchase on any item in the store. I'm also sending out a small gift as a token of apology. I understand the frustration of not getting what you want, and very sorry for any inconvenience it may have caused. I am refunding your order in full immediately after sending this message. Again, very sorry we could not fill the order and hope you enjoy the gift. Send that. And then I go back into the orders. Go into issue refund. And it's $15. It's not the end of the world. And I put it in as other adjustment. And I'll put in the note to buyer. Please see previous message I sent. And then I send the refund. So, hey, Harry Humstone. So what I did by doing that, one, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, everyone who just joined. All right, so number one, my customer isn't getting nothing. Number two, eBay knows I sent something. My customer got a full refund, a future discount, a little token of apology. I'm protected against negative feedback because I already refunded everything, and I don't get the ding. So there we go. So let's pack another order now. It took some time, but totally worth it. My top rated seller status is not at risk, which is the idea. All right. So my next item, this one's really cool. I just picked this up. And Harry, you might dig this. So I got a series of videos coming out here over the next week. The first one drops tomorrow. This came as part of that video. So this is a little sneak peek. This is a Elvis Roustabout soundtrack, but this is a like bootleg Asian. So it's, I believe, China, Taiwan, and Japan. It actually is a sort of promotional item from the 1980s. And this was randomly in this collection of records that I picked up. I've never seen this record before. I have had some similar items, and there were some other similar ones in that collection. This sold in about 3 hours. I put it up at $125 because I could not find a comp on it. Somebody sent me a offer for $100. I took it because that was about half of what I spent on the entire collection in one record. The only other online offering I could find on that record was $24 or $54, and it was in not as good condition. So I just was like, I'll just double that price, put a make offer on it, see what happens. And it turned out to be the right decision. I need to give this thing a little bit of reinforcement for a sleeve. I think I have just a generic black sleeve from my DJ days. And I'm going to give that. Is that gonna fit though? No. Yeah. Anytime I can sell a record for $100, it's a good day. All right, so I think I'm just going to use this as reinforcement rather than, yeah, that'll work. I don't sell a lot of records for more than $100, but I had a few over the past year that were some really good ones. I've had some 40. I had a 45, like a Northern Soul 45 that sold for about $350 last year. Another one by the a rare one by the Mountain Goats sell for $350. I've got right now another Japan Elvis record from that I got for free that I saw in line at Goodwill, and there was a car in front of me that I saw was full of records, and it was a really long line. So I hopped out of the car and I knocked on their window, and I'm like, "Hey, I see that you're pretty much just donating a car of records. Rather than wait in line, I'll take all of those records off your hands, and we'll just throw them in my van, and we'll be done. You'll be done." They were like, "Sweet." So, most of what was in their car was not great, but there was a really, really rare Japan issue of Elvis record, and I have it listed right now for $700. I've turned down multiple offers for $300. Although honestly, probably the next one I get is I'm going to take. It's been up for a little while, but I was a free record that I sourced from the Goodwill line from the back of somebody else's car. Which might be one of my best scores of last year. And this one is going global shipping program, which is awesome. Means that's the last time I'm ever going to see that record. All right, next up, what else we got? So if anyone out there deals with belt buckles regularly, you might know about the Tiffany belt buckles from the 1970s. These are pretty cool. I'm going to just pull this one up here. Let you guys take a look. Give me a second. So this is a Colts manufacturing company belt buckle. It is got a really cool old patina. Right? Very distressed. And look at that. Look at that mark on back. Tiffany and Company, huh? What do you know? Gift from Colt, blah, blah, blah. The thing is, it's fake. Not fake, but fake. Back in the 70s, back in the 1970s, these things started showing up at gun shows, flea markets, vintage markets, flea markets, swap meets, you name it, and selling for some pretty decent money. And what somebody had done was basically, created these molds to look legit, like actual vintage Tiffany and Company belt buckles, but they weren't old. The patina on them is completely artificial. They would tumble them in like rock tumblers with dirt and salt to give them like rust and artificial patina. And that just basically make them look legit. But they weren't. But now, here we are near 50 years later, and they're actually a collectible vintage item. If you find them, you have to put in your listing, like, this is a vintage reproduction. This is not actually Tiffany and Company. The story is actually really, really fascinating. If you Google fake Tiffany belt buckle, it's a good read. I bought a collection of about 60 of these right off of eBay for $300 and something about almost 2 years ago now. And they sell about, I don't know, I maybe have 8 or 9 left now. Average sale price on them has been around $30 to $40. Some of them have gone up to like $50. And there's some of them that are like Coca-Cola or Disney. There's a Mickey Mouse one. There's one that says peace. There's one that's Coors beer. And, they had a whole range of different subject matter. And definitely as they continued to produce them, they were less careful about being legitimately fake old. All right. I normally don't do this, but this guy asked me to make sure. I might just toss this in a box for this guy. So this one sold for all in $35.76. So considering my cost on these were roughly around $4 a belt buckle, that's a pretty good return when you multiply it by 50. There was one in the collection that there was a KKK one. There was a KKK belt buckle. Somebody was like, we're going to reproduce this thing or whatever. And they put the whole Tiffany and Company thing on the back of it as well. That one I did not sell. I actually donated it to same place I donate all of my Black Americana items to, which is there's a mobile African American history museum out of Detroit, Michigan. I do not sell Black Americana, but I will buy it specifically to donate it to that museum. I personally find those items gross. I don't think white people have any business owning them. They had one purpose and one purpose only throughout history, and that was to demean and humiliate another race. I don't think that should be considered a collectible. And unless you're providing proper historical context for those items, I don't think you have the right to own them. Furthermore, if you're a white person, you don't really have the ability to provide the right historical context for those items. Just saying. All right. I'm actually rather surprised it took eBay so long to start removing those listings, because I don't really see a difference between, having a rule against Nazi memorabilia. Yeah, I'm referring to Black Americana, Gateway Pickers. Having a rule against Nazi paraphernalia, but then you're like okay with Black Americana. So I'm surprised it took eBay as long as it did to ban those items. And these are my opinions. You're allowed to have your own. I feel like mine is a pretty well-informed opinion, though. So yeah, I happily take Black Americana items off the market and donate them to a museum. And if anybody else would like to know a good place to donate African Black Americana items so that they can put in a place that can be put in a proper historical and educational context, feel free to message me anytime, and I'd be happy to forward you on the information. Black Americana items are no longer allowed, and the it's not all, right. It's any that are basically, essentially caricatures. The stuff that is, more or less the outright racist caricatures that were used for the most part. Those items are still up on eBay. I mean, they haven't really done a great job in policing it, like they haven't done a great job in policing most things, but right, like if you search Playboy magazines for certain adult items, they weren't allowed, supposedly not allowed, but you'll still find them. And their enforcement is, I don't want to say selective, because I don't think there's any choice in the matter. It's just inconsistent, and I think they're relying on automation to do it. And whether or not that automation is effective in finding a specific listing in general, well, I mean, the short answer to it is it's not, because there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, I sold a CPAP machine, right? It took less than 2 days to sell, and then the day after it sold, that's when they removed my listing. eBay kept the money. I didn't get a ding for it because it had already paid and shipped. They just said, you can't do this anymore. So I don't know exactly how eBay is policing, but supposedly you're not supposed to be listing those kinds of items. And really, I mean, there's so many other things to sell. So many other things. Like vintage Minolta X300 cameras with 100 to 200 millimeter lens. Zoom Rokkor X lens stuff. I don't know. This one came from that store I bought out. Oh, I forget how to do Minolta lenses. They've got a weird thing, don't they? Whatever. We'll just ship it like that. You know, the other thing too is like, you know, then somebody will try to use the lame excuse, which I hate this one. But Whoopi Goldberg collects Black Americana. You know what? Whoopi Goldberg is an African American. Those items speak to the history of her experience. She starred in a movie about racism. What do you, white person, know about the African American experience in the United States over the last 200 years? All right, let's move on. Any other questions? Not that anybody asked me on the last one. Kind of went off on a tangent because of that belt buckle. All right. Will this fit in a regional A? I bet it will. Seems like the right size. Delaware. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of perfect for one of these. Okay. Is everybody else just out there working? I know a lot of people like to put this stuff in the background while you're working. I do the same. You know what they should ban from eBay is, you know, any memorabilia for the band the Eagles. That should be the next eBay ban. They probably do a terrible job policing it. But if there's one thing that I think that should be erased from history, is the Eagles. Quite possibly. I mean, talk about a blight on American history. I mean, someone out there is going to be able to like dig up some dirt on these guys so we can get them canceled. You can't tell me one of them didn't inappropriately touch a groupie at some point. Not that, yeah. I mean, the Eagles wouldn't have groupies. Never mind, that's a silly thought. Could you imagine? What would you have to tell your friends? Oh, you know, I toured with the Eagles from 77 to 83. I think it. Let's see. No, the Eagles ban doesn't have to extend to all band members. But if any one band member, you know, was inappropriately touching underage groupies, I'm not saying they did, but if a story like that happened to surface, you know, I'd be happy to put, you know, maybe some money towards that, you know, that legal fund. But I think if one member had that happen, then we have to cancel the whole Eagles. All the Eagles get canceled. But not necessarily individually. So the it can transfer from member to band, not necessarily from band to member or from member to member. Does that make sense? It's transmissible, but not on an eagle to eagle basis. It's only eagle member to Eagles or Eagles to member. Or no, eagle member to Eagles, but not Eagles to member. While we're at it, let's cancel Perfect Circle and Creed. Yeah. Perfect Circle is also a terrible band. I really don't like them, but I really don't like Creed. Why APC? A Perfect Circle? Just not. I don't know. APC. You use the abbreviation to refer to the band, so I must have hit a chord. All right. Let's hear the defense for not canceling A Perfect Circle. or let's see the defense. I'm able to be swayed on this issue, not on the Eagles. And probably not on Creed either. Now that I'm thinking about it. I could be swayed on A Perfect Circle. All I really know is their first album. They may have gotten better. Wasn't a fan of their first album. I think also it was when that came out, I was delivering pizzas for work. It was my early 20s. And a guy I worked with, that's all he ever played at work. So every time I went into the place to grab orders, it was a perfect circle, which got old real quick. But like I said, MJK. Who's MJK? I don't know that abbreviation. There are also some DJs I think that should be canceled. Paul Oakenfold, Tiesto, Darude. Most of you are olds, so you probably don't know any of those. Maynard James Keenan. Dang it. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Martial artist and winemaker is on his Wikipedia. Wait a minute. Come on. This guy? Martial artist? I know. Tool, that's the thing is I like Tool. But martial artist. Hunter, you can leave anytime. Thanks for joining. Go to school. Yeah, I don't need it. I can stop sharing that. I do like Tool. Here's another unpopular opinion. Muse. We will be victorious. I actually met the lead singer of Muse at Burning Man. He was actually a really nice guy, and I didn't have the heart to tell him I hated his band. Not that I think he would have cared. Or should he have cared? He definitely shouldn't have cared. But he was hanging out with one of my favorite DJs ever, who I also met at Burning Man. If anyone knows anything about DJ culture, you've probably heard of DJ Swamp. He won the DMC like 3 years in a row back in the day. He was Beck's DJ. I knew Maynard was a winemaker, but I did not know that he was a martial artist. So, okay. Because of the Maynard Association, we have spared a perfect circle from cancel. But we've issued a warning that they're on watch. Be careful, a perfect circle. You're lucky you have Maynard. But don't get too comfortable. Yes. Merkin is one of my favorite words in the English language. Especially when used, as so many do, in this manner. Let's throw it in the chat. American. Oh. I love it when you know the gun-toting, right-leaning NRA joining American. I'm American. Yeah, you are. Any of y'all watch my last upload yesterday? One that was it was titled "Let's Go." If you haven't, it's a lot of fun. It was a little send up of another YouTuber, eBay YouTuber, a particular mailman. Are they proud? Americans are very proud. They're proud to be American. Or at least they know they're free. All right. I didn't even tell you what this was, but it's a 78 RPM record. It is the Four Lads with Claude Thornhill. It sold for $20 plus shipping, which is one of the reasons for the extensive packaging job. All my 78s get the same treatment because they are more fragile than glass. Alrighty. Is this my last one? I got some sheet music. That doesn't have to go out till tomorrow. I have one more thing in my other store here, though. Good morning, Pamela Lynn. Pamela Lynn, are you in Canada? Ohio big guy. Yes, I use USPS pickup every day. I manually put it in their system every single day. And sometimes I forget. And when I do, I put a little note on my mailbox. And only about once every couple of months do I get like a replacement mail person who doesn't know what they're doing and doesn't pick up. And I live less than a mile from two different post offices, so I can always drive it if I want, but I prefer not to leave the house if I can. Why wait till tomorrow when you can ship today? It's true, but I also have stuff I want to list. And okay, Pamela, I have another person I know named Pamela Lynn, only Lynn is her middle name. It's spelled the same way. So okay, what's the next thing? Next up, this is from the store that I help run for my ex. Oh, I got an offer. Let's see, is it this guy? Somebody keeps making me an offer on a basically new inbox Erdl tractor from 1989, and they keep offering like when somebody repeatedly sends me low balls, I send them a warning that if they keep doing it, I'm going to block them. So that's what I'm doing. Bye, Pamela. All right, so this next item, let me get into the other store. It's actually kind of cool. So my former partner had bought this book, Animal Friends, and these are all linen prints. Let me grab the right one. Is there more than one now? Oh, somebody bought a different one. Huh. Okay. That's the right one. So I have to go get another one of these. So the book, Animal Friends, it's all linen, and it was like 60 pages or something like that, 30 pages. And this is a, when in doubt, parted out situation. She just basically tore up the book into individual pages and sold them off one by one, or has been. And this one is going out for $15 plus shipping. And then a second one sold for $12 plus shipping. So kind of a cool, I don't do a lot of like parting out pages and stuff, but that one was a good one. So I need to make a board for this. I'm going to do that, or that can work. It's a little on the short side. Maybe I'll do this. Just barely. All right. Sweet. Come on. You're supposed to work in both directions. It's supposed to be square. All right. All right, let's try the board again. Since I failed so miserably on the first attempt. So yeah, if they miss me, I mean I work from home, so I have that benefit, admittedly. What am I doing here? Yeah, I have that benefit of being able to call an audible if they don't come. Do I do it begrudgingly when that happens? Oh yeah, I'm grudged. Because I'm like, man, now I got to put on pants. And I put it in the wrong way. Man, I'm just... This is the longest easy pack ever. There we go. Does anyone ever get like deep into a Frankenbox when you're like, just, all right, I gotta abandon this thing, start over. This ain't gonna happen. Or you get the Frankenbox all done and it like fits your thing and it's all working, and then you put it on the scale and it's like 4 pounds heavier than you thought it was gonna be, or it's oversized and it's gonna cost you 3 times as much to ship it. And you're like, gotta do this over again. Doesn't happen to me as often as it used to. I'm gotten better at it, but all right, come on, be pretty. All right, I think that's as good as we're gonna get. So then I can just, yes, we can do that. That'll work, because then they can just slide it out and it'll be okay. Right? Because then they can just, whoop, yep. And then I got one of these big mother cardboard mailers. It's not going to go that way. And then we got to make sure that the post office doesn't get any funny ideas. Not that they would bend this, but at least the customer knows I care. And then, if y'all can fend for yourself for a minute, I'll go grab my other couple of orders. And actually, I can show you what that looks like. All right, be right back with you. Don't go nowheres. Look at that. The magic of television. All right. So, what's the other thing I need to grab here? I need some sheet music. And I need to mute my. Oh, we had a few things come in. All right. So, first is the sheet music. Let's get some light here. Let's get you a better camera angle. How about that? A little better. All right. Sheet music. Anyone know this knock knock joke? Yeah. It goes knock knock. Who's there? I'll do it. I'll do both. Who's there? Sam and Janet. Sam and Janet who? Sam and Janet evening. Get it? Ah. All right. Laura Scott pajama sleepwear with some dogs on it in bin number 2. Where's 2? It's over there. All right. Is that it right on top? No way. All right. Here's the pants. I don't know if this is the right ones. These look. Oh, it's the right ones. It's got little Scotty dogs. Need the shirt. There it is. These sold for not very much. $13.86 free shipping. But you know what? At this point, anything I make on the stuff in the bins over there is pure profit. And these I think are going to end up going first class. They're nice. They're nice pajamas. All right, and then I've got. Okay, I'm gonna have to be off camera for this one.
Got a Laserdisc. Bill Murray, The Man Who Knew Too Little. Not my favorite Bill Murray movie, but there is a scene in there that is, I think, one of the funniest ever Bill Murray scenes. Just, it's pure awesome physical comedy where he's chasing the egg around the dance floor. Also, early appearance from Tina Fey in the movies. So there's that. If you guys don't know, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are my first wives. All right, what's this other thing I need to show? All right, this one is from that same linen book, Sheeps and Chickens. I'll show some cows. There's a horse. Some baby goats. Some pigs. I don't know what that is. Aha. Sheeps, chickens. All right. See you back upstairs.
And we're back. All right. Now that I know what I'm doing with these linen deals, this one should go a lot quicker. Yeah. Two of those. Yeah, Carl, the double screen was a easy solution to an imaginary problem. I knew that I sort of needed to be able to run downstairs and grab stuff every now and then, and that having just a blank screen of nothing for minutes on end probably is not a great viewer experience. So I did it for you. because I care. I care so very much. All right. Come on, be pretty. You're welcome, Carl. You're very, very welcome. So, Carl, I know you're a fan of Primetime Treasure Hunter. Correct me if I'm wrong. You are. I know that you're a regular over in them's parts. Is that right? I was thinking of doing a little spoof of oh, then okay, Carl. It's you're a different Carl than the other Carl who's over there. My mistake. Regardless, I was thinking about doing a little spoof episode down the road of one of his and the Auction Professor's live show. I'm a huge fan of the Auction Professor. I am definitely a follower of his ways. You spam chats. Good to know. Hey, Joe Deals, how are you doing? Thanks for joining. We're kind of getting towards the end of the shipping day, but we're still happy to have you. I have a lot of stuff to list and a bunch of hey, Blackberry Thistle Tea. Wow, we had a bunch of people just join in. Yeah, Auction Professor is great. Him and another YouTuber who you probably also know, or I should say former YouTuber, Popeye's Postcards, who is no longer on YouTube or social media, really were what got me into doing them. Yeah, I am on his Patreon, and there is he's also an acquired taste. Like I can't I can't sit and just binge watch The Auction Professor. But he's got so much information, and I've learned so much from him that has translated into real dollars. So I'm willing to, I'm willing to take the bad with the good. He is definitely, I mean, like, people who are like, I can't stand watching him, I'm like, totally get it. I completely understand. He is definitely not somebody that is super watchable. He very much reminds me of Carl, I agree with you. He reminds me of, like, this is gonna sound, he's like a cross between, the IT guy from whatever company, the comic book guy from The Simpsons, and, like, that one know-it-all-y guy in high school that you knew. And I mean that in as positive way as I can express it, but it's true. I mean, it's, and I definitely do not want to talk trash because the guy is so knowledgeable in so many categories. But, I know there's people who are like, I just can't watch it. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I totally understand. All right. Is this going out first class? Ooh, it's going to be close. Going to have to be in a poly mailer. Today we're using a nice red rose frou-frou or foo-foo. Do you say foo-foo or frou-frou? I wonder if that's a regional dialect thing or an upbringing thing or a personal preference thing. Put it in the chat. Do you say foo-foo or frou-frou? Frou. We got one frou. I agree with you, Carl. I think ADHD, you sort of get a, you build up a skin, especially, like, I think ADHD, if it's undiagnosed when you're younger, like it was for me, like, that can lead to, behavior problems, things like that, back when I was a kid, ADHD existed. It was ADD back then, right? But, like, largely went undiagnosed in most kids, right? You were just a kid with behavior problems. And for me, and still to this day, one of those things that come along with it are lack of impulse control. And, when you're that spazzy kid, when you're a kid, you can get picked on. And I did. Didn't really happen too much until I was in high school. And I'm not, like, bitter about it or anything like that. But you do develop a thick skin. Yeah, Carl, I can't tell you the number of times I've insulted people by accident. Or that, like, that inability to sort of like filter yourself, or the inner censor kicks in, right? Like, and sometimes even with medication and experience, the inner censor doesn't always do his job. So, I figured what better thing to do than bring that to YouTube. you get 100% raw, unfiltered non-inner censored Jackass Retro. Aren't you happy? Again, I do this for you. Because I care so very much. Okay, so I mentioned it a moment ago. Let's see if I can. Let's see if it's. All right, here we go. Let me get where I can share my screen. Yeah, I try not to dwell on that stuff either. All right, I mentioned it earlier. Let's just all enjoy 2.5 minutes of Bill Murray being hilarious. Oh, is it going to be too late?
Hey, Radio. Ça va?
Oh, I love Bill Murray. Yeah. So what were we saying? ADHD? Yeah, Carl, I'm with you. I also am a sport debater. I have can't tell you how many times I have already broken the unwritten faux pas rule of talking politics on these live streams. Although, to me, I feel like in a lot of ways I haven't been debating politics at all. I have been discussing ethics. Carl, you just saw the best part of that movie. It is not Bill Murray's finest work. I do not run out and go watch The Man Who Knew Too Little. I believe it is a remake, though, of a Peter Sellers movie, maybe. I know there's The Man Who Knew Too Much. Yeah, it's a spoof of The Man Who Knew Too Much. Yeah, Carl, my problem nowadays, it's become a lot harder to discuss politics with somebody else who is from the other side. I have tried to engage many times over the past couple of years, and I'm not trying to talk down on anybody, but there is a serious lack of media literacy in this country, and it is difficult to challenge certain points of view when it's clear that the other points of view are completely uninformed, misinformed, and non-fact based. There are no such thing as alternative facts. Alternative facts are not a thing. And if you think they're a thing, then you're no longer... If you're talking to somebody who believes that alternative facts are a thing, then you're not having a debate. Carl, there's no views on what is facts. You can't have an opinion about what is and is not a fact. If you have an opinion about what is and is not a fact, then you have an opinion. You don't have a fact. Which is why it's hard to have intelligent discussions anymore on issues of politics. That and extreme media illiteracy. Or I shouldn't say media illiteracy, I should say lack of media literacy. I gotta make another stupid card. Yeah, I mean, there's only so much banging against my head against a wall that I'm willing to do. And don't get me wrong, I'm willing to do a pretty good amount of banging my head against a wall. but even I have my limits. All right. That'll work right there. I mean, yeah. You know, a great example is this thing that happened recently. This is not politics. This is current events. The invasion of our nation's capital. How quickly the right came out and tried to blame it on Antifa, which is total and utter bullshit. And still, you know, I see interviews, I see posts online. You know, I go look and I look at what the other side is saying about things. That's what media literacy is educating yourself on other points of view and how those points of view are being presented. So I watch, I listen, I read, and that narrative is still being pushed. And it is completely baseless. You know, and you know, when companies like Facebook and Twitter, hey Redbeard, when companies like Twitter, you know, ban people for rhetoric that violates their stated terms of service. This is the agreement that you agree to these things when you agree to use a particular platform. You break those rules and you get banned. That's not inhibiting your freedom of speech. That's not a violation of your rights in any way. You broke the rules. You effed up. Enjoy your ban. That's how it works. And I've said it before, you know, if I create a social media platform and I say, hey everyone, come join my social media platform, and you can talk about anything you want except for cheeseburgers. If you talk about cheeseburgers, I'm kicking you off the platform. And then, you know, you decide that you're going to start a cheeseburger chat room on my social media platform. And I say, nope, sorry, man. You agreed that by using my platform, you would not talk about cheeseburgers. And here you are talking about cheeseburgers. Banned. I'm not infringing on your rights in any way. You broke the rules. You broke the one stated rule that I had. Don't talk about cheeseburgers, man. And then you had to go and talk about the cheeseburgers. And again, not politics. We're talking current events. Okay, everyone. I'm done. So I gotta get some listing. Does anyone have questions or final comments or things they want to say? Feelings? Anyone got feelings? You are welcome, Carl. I do it because I care so much about all of you. Okay, so I'm going to be ending this. I have a series of pre-records coming out. The first one comes out tomorrow. Redbeard sold his feelings on eBay. Auction or buy it now? And how much are feelings going for? Are feelings a bolo? Okay, anyways. Keep an eye out for the pre-records. If you guys didn't see my short that I put up yesterday, go check it out. It was a lot of fun to put together. Redbeard, 99 cent. You didn't put a reserve on your feelings? No polo. All right. So yeah, go check out the short that I put out yesterday. It's 2 minutes. I had a lot of fun putting it together. Hope you enjoy it, and keep an eye out for the videos dropping. I think I will probably do another live on Sunday evening. Or like Sunday late afternoon on the West Coast here. So what like maybe 5. I don't want to walk over Tommy and Tracy's show. And yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you very much for joining, watching, hanging out, doing all those things. And we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. List. Go list.